Hi everyone, I wanted to share with you my completed December journal for 2020. I think I'm like a lot of people. I was really unsure about whether I was actually going to do a December journal this year. I've done one, I'm just looking over here at my shelf of my December journals, and my first December journal was in 2013, and so I've been doing this for a long time. And this was the first year that I really debated whether I was going to do it. And of course, it's because we aren't able to get together. I decided I was not going to be going to any kind of shopping mall or any stores to purchase anything. Everybody got money this year for gifts. But really, there was no parties, no get togethers, no time with friends other than, virtually. And so I really kind of didn't really know whether I'd have anything to put in it. However, I did decide, as you can see, I did decide to do something because I really wanted to try to do some things that may be different but still kind of kept me in that Christmas spirit. So this is what I put together. So this is a fabric covered journal. This is one of the fabrics that I used in the Christmas collection that I released a few weeks ago. And I have made the journal using envelopes. So I am going to do another video that will show you how I created this journal. But there are 3 signatures in it. It is, let me tell you how big it is. This is 4.5 by 7.25. And so I kept it purposely small because I really, at the beginning, of course, felt I wouldn't have a lot to put in it. But you can see that, I ended up filling it. So let me show you what I did. I've just tied it with this great ribbon. This is from, I think it was Walmart I got that. And I thought it went really nicely with the fabric. And I really kept this to just a couple of ribbons that I've used, just because I wanted to keep this simple for myself this year. I've got a ton of Christmas stuff, and I find that if I have too much out, I get stuck trying to make decisions. So I purposely kept this simple this year. So I have a fabric pocket at the front, and you'll recognize this if you saw my video showing the Christmas collection. I did these pockets on the front of those journals, and I've just got a little tag here that talks about this Christmas. I always at the front of my journals put a calendar where I kind of list everything that happens, and you can see that the main things that were happening this month was really decorating and baking and dropping presents off on the porch of family. So I did decide to continue with my habit of my calendar. It really kind of tells the story of the year, that's for sure. And then I've done this kind of in sections. So I did decorating throughout the house. I've got pictures of that here. I've got a little journaling card here talking about what I might do next year. And then I've just done a little bit of decorating. So I made a pocket. I've got a little journaling card here, and I got a couple of new embossing folders this year. And so I've just made a tag. I don't have journaling on that, but I just thought it was great decoration. The papers that I've used are a mix of crepe paper, all bundled up, as well as the October Afternoon Make It Merry collection. You can see that throughout. Then I made just a shaker page here, a little ruffle, a couple of things pinned on, and then just I've took this to my sewing machine. This was just a photo flip pocket that I've sewed, added some sequins and a few journaling cards and a little sale tag ticket. In the front here, I have a tag. And then nothing in that pocket. I've got this great paper clip, and I got this last year. I've forgotten now the Etsy shop that I got that from. But it's really pretty. It goes really nicely with the colors in this journal. Here I talked about my the baking that I did. This is a printable from the Paper Basket. I will link Katie's shop below. I get a lot of my vintage items from her, and she's the best. So I'm going to link her shop below. I just added a little bit of trim and some sequins down here. This is an envelope that I've attached, and I will go through how I did that. And in it I've just got, this is just a printable. I haven't journaled on it. This is a scan of a recipe that I had, and I've done a bit of journaling on that. And just some pictures of the cookies that I made attached to the actual recipes. I like doing that in my journals. And the mess of the kitchen on that one. And then in the envelope at the back, so I've done my journaling here, and in the envelope at the back, I've scanned, these are recipes that were my mom's, that I have the originals of. I've scanned them, and then on the back, told a couple of stories there and put the pictures that I had to go with it. On this side, I decided to journal about presents and how that went this year, which, as I think I mentioned at the beginning, was just money. Did a little bit of stamping on this tag, and then this is just a printable, and I've made this journaling card out of a library card. And here I talked about the journals. I always like to do that, kind of talk about the journals that I had for sale this season, and I've journaled about that on this great sale price tag that I got from the Paper Basket. And in the side here I have some pictures of presents. I always like to take pictures of either the presents that I give all wrapped up and ready to go, along with some wrapping paper and that kind of thing. Here I decided, I was inspired by Rebecca Hoot on YouTube. You must know Rebecca. She has a great channel. Last year she did a Christmas tree out of trims. So I decided I wanted to give that a try. And so I used a lot of the fabrics that I used in my Christmas collection release, as well as some various trims. I added some sequins. And I really love the way that turned out. The only thing I don't like is once I got this done, I realized I had it on paper that was the same color as the colors I used in the tree. So if I was going to do it differently or do it again, I would make sure that there was more contrast there. But I really love the way that turned out, and it was something different. It was something fun to do. This is a printable handkerchief, and I've just printed it on vellum. And I just really love that, so I just left that plain. On this side, I have a little pocket and just another of the embossing folders that I got this year with a bit of journaling. And this was just talking really about kind of the movies and music and so on that I listened to this year. I really got into some of the holiday challenge TV shows on the Food Network, and I am not someone who likes to spend time in the kitchen. I do not bake. I do not at Christmas I do, but I do not cook. It's not kind of my thing, but I was really inspired this year and I really enjoyed it. So I talked about that, and it was a lot of fun. It was something different, and really helped me kind of stay in that Christmas spirit. On this side, I have another flip. This is talking about Christmas Eve. I've made this little shaker, just as, I could journal on the back of it if I wanted to. It was just something fun to do. On this side, this is something that is from back in the day. So I've used a vintage parcel label. I've done some journaling on the back. And what this is, I worked for Simpsons when I was going to university. And they used to have these Christmas Carol sing-alongs at, I believe, all the stores. But I saw from Wishes and Weeds on Instagram that she had found some of the Christmas Carol sheets from Simpsons at a thrift shop. So when she put them in her shop, I got some because I really wanted to kind of record that memory in my journal. Here I have seemingly stuck that in. Just talked about one of the KitchenAid mixers because I've been so inspired by the baking channel, the food channel. I want to get one of the KitchenAid mixers. So I've talked about that here, and then I also did a little story about the Christmas star back on December 21st. You'll remember that Saturn and Jupiter merged, and I wanted to document that as well. On this side, I always like to include the Christmas card that I sent out this year. I had to cut it down a little bit to fit, but I like to include that, so I talked a little bit about that. And here is Christmas Day. So I've just taken, let me take that out. I've taken a couple of bags here, you can see, and added a journaling card on top. And I've made it into a pocket so that I could kind of document, you know, dinner, and we got lots of snow actually on Christmas Eve. We got about 6 or 8 inches of snow we got, so I documented that. And then here I documented my conversations that I had with my brothers because I couldn't see them over Christmas. So that is my journal. Now, what you'll see is that these are all envelopes. So I have sewn them in together, and I have done 3 sets of 2. So there are 6 envelopes here, and then what I've done in the opening here on the side, I have attached another envelope. So you could leave the envelope open here. I've chosen to close it up, and you could also open it at the top as well for additional places to journal. You can see I've added pockets here, pocket here, pocket here on these flips. So it really gave me, you can see I didn't add anything here, but you can see that that's the envelope. It really gave me loads of extra room to add things in this journal. So as much as it's fairly small, I have been able to add a lot of things into this. So I will do a separate video to show you exactly how I made it. I'll show you how I did the cover, and I will show you how I added my envelopes and give you a couple of different options for how you can do that, because it's a great way to make a journal fairly quickly, but give yourself lots of space in it. You can add paper as well to write, so I'll show you how you would do that. So I hope you'll join me for that. If you will subscribe and then hit the notification button below, you will not miss that next video where I show you how to do this. So I hope everyone has enjoyed their holiday season, and I will see you very soon.